Okay, let's call this video number 5. So up here, that is all the little junk stuff, screws, the odds and ends of things, fittings. There's a bunch of assortment of caps. That's metric bolts. That's large bolts, nuts. That's your SAE bolts. That's your nuts. That's your washers. A lot of weight up there. This compartment here, we'll show you what we got. So we got drill sets. There's 3 of those up to 1/4 inch. There's an old, 1/2 inch, the gray one. That's the tough steel ones. That's left hand. There's a set of Irwins there I've used a lot. That's a Snap-on was it carbide drills? Forget the name real quick. Memory lapse. Use those little shorties for a long time. These are your Norseman. There's the straight ones, the regular ones, and then there's the ones that Matco says the Hyper Step. So we got a Matco guy that goes to the bolt place and buys these things and sells them for Hyper Step on the Mack trucks. This is, to me, been very important. As I mentioned, I use that for taking out bolts that are welded in or cemented in aluminum. So, and then I do some other things. You go in. So there's an expensive set of Snap-on carbides and a whole bunch of other carbides in there. Back here, well, that's the extractor set I showed you that I take out the Packard deal with. These taps, these are special ones and ones that are for PDF filter sensors. So that's there's some expensive taps in there. That's that thread chasing set. We got that. That's carbides. This is my money maker. OTC made these things. You bolt them to that handle, and that's thread chaser for axle stubs. When you have wheel bearing failure on axles, you got to be able to get the threads on and off. Now these won't cut, so you got to be real careful with them. They're chasers, but you get the hard parts out. Use something like this. Use something like that. Go over that stub. This is the 19,000 pound axle. That's 22,000. This one, I've really used that thing, and I don't think OTC made them too long because they probably had the warranty too many of them. The guys were just, tried to use them as dies, and they don't do that. You just got to find finish chasing. Here is a set of left-hand drill bits. Those Snap-on style extractors. This is my main extractor thing. There's these fancy ones. There's RBRTs in there, a set of those. These are the ones that I probably myself I use more than anything. I use these big ones, pipes, glad hand pipes, broken nipples, air tanks. So that's my my extractors, and I've gone through a lot of those proto style extractors. Down here, that's threading stuff. You got tap sockets. You got thread files I never use. You got some taps. There's a half-inch drills. Here is your little your thread inserts. and I've used this quite a bit. That's the old for broken tap extractors. There's 3 sets of, 2 sets of SAE and 1 set of metric taps. A selection of dies here that I use. Taps. This is all fittings for testing going into things. So all this stuff that I showed you, that lives up in there. Now down there, that's there's your wrenches, filter wrenches. There's a hose in there for checking power steering pump pressure. So those are all your hose wrenches. Down there, that's just all your lube stuff. That's your diesel additive. That one there, that's where you take contaminated fluids and you take it out of a public parking lot and dispose of it. Grease guns and whatnot. But here, this is the magic. We're going to do a separate video on this. This is a fuel pump tester. It was designed by an old guy I worked with in Cummins that rode a train from Spartanburg, Texas, out to Northern California here, worked in the woods. This thing will tell any kind of problems between an engine and a fuel tank in 5 minutes. You'll see if you got air, you'll see if you got restriction. You can pressurize, you check internal engine leaks. This is the coolest tool that nobody knows anything about. So we're going to do a separate video on it. These are the different adapters where, it used to be the old days why, these air equip fittings were the ones you use. Now you got this fucking plastic hose, and you got these types of fittings. So we're going to do a separate video on a fuel system tester. I got another one, and then I also got, if you guys want to make one, I can show you how to do that really slick. And they sell these fluid pumps. Yeah, we won't pull it out now. But anyway, we'll do a video on the fuel system tester. And this video here is the one that all the big boys need to look at, because this is for heavy equipment, trucks. You can make it down to cars, testing fuel. It is I've probably made more money on this tool than any other tool I ever had. So let's close it down for that compartment, and we'll catch you on another video here.